Today is a momentous day in the Flutter community, because today I'm going to be starting the app that I planned on making. What? I'm actually going to start something? But seriously, today we're going to actually be creating our project and doing the basic layout for our app. Hello everybody, I'm Carrara, and today we're going to be doing the basic layout, and I've been playing around with the layouts in Flutter, and I looked at the tutorials and everything, and I'm ready to share with you what I learned. And we're going to do that by together going through the steps and making a layout for our front page of our game. So let's look at what we're supposed to have. We have to have a top bar with a score of money. We gotta have the question, we gotta have the choices, we gotta have the next question button, recall button, and submit question button. Okay, seems not too bad. So first things first, let's make a new project. So start a new Flutter project, and then we make a Flutter application, call it Trivia Hatch. Alrighty, so now we have our new app. Now we gotta actually make it our app, because we don't want a generic Flutter skeleton. We want a fleshed out app. So we're gonna call it class Trivia Hatch, and then we want to run Trivia Hatch, and then we're also gonna change up all the other stuff that's boring. So I'm not gonna bore you with it. So see you guys soon. Okay, very cool. So I changed all the titles and everything. And now the only thing that remains to be changed is to add our actual stuff into it. I left in all of the starter code. We can change it later. But first thing first, what I learned from doing a bunch of Flutter stuff is that you gotta plan out your app first. Because if you don't plan it out and plan out exactly what widgets you're gonna use, it gets really hard because the widgets all like run into each other. So first thing first, we're gonna plan it out. So let me first show you what you could do with Flutter layout. So basically this is how it works. You have a container, then you put something in the container, then within that row, you put columns, and within a column, you put either icons or containers or text or whatever, right? A container basically lets you edit the settings of an area. A row basically lets you put things next to each other, and a column basically lets you put things on top of each other. And you could do epic things like make text, images, icons. You could center them, and there's a lot more cool stuff. We'll get into that during the app. So let's go to Photoshop and let's draw up some stuff. So first things first, we don't want our app to have zero padding around it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it all in a container. And then what we want to do is we first want to put things on top of each other, right? Because we want our taskbar to be the top, and then our multiple choice answers and questions to be in the middle, and then our buttons to be at the bottom. So we can make a column over here. Don't you love my straight lines? This is like better than using a ruler, not gonna lie. And then within our column, what we want to have is we want to have our taskbar at the top. So we're gonna put a row over here, and the reason why we put a row is because we want to put our score on one side and then our profile stuff on the other side. So this is our row, and then within that we'll just put text over here and text over there. And then we also want another row, so we could just put a row here that expands to fill up the whole space. And the way you expand something to fill up the whole space, you use something called an expand widget. So basically what an expand widget does is it causes a row to take up as much space as it can within a column. So we're going to put an expand widget here, and then within our expand we're going to put a column because we want to put our question at the top, and then we want to put our 4 multiple choice answers. And then here we put our question, and then A1, A2, A3, answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, and answer 4. And then at the bottom we're just going to want our buttons in a row. So what we could do is we could just put a row over here. So our buttons would just be like the submit a question, next question, and then recall question. Epic, we have a plan. And now it's time to execute that plan. So we go over here. So we have our home page that basically just takes in a state. So our actual stuff is going to be within our state. So basically let's just run this app and see what the starter code does. Alright, so this is what the app will look like now. Remember this button man? Oh, okay, I can't. No, we're gonna get distracted by it. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, no. We're not gonna get distracted. We're gonna focus. So basically, we don't really need this counter thing because we're not gonna be counting anything. So let's take that out. Rip, that button's not gonna work anymore. And then within our build, we put in what our app would look like. So honestly, I personally don't think we need an app bar at the top because that's unprofessional. No legit app has an app bar at the top, like honestly. And then basically what it does is it centers our like text over here. It makes a column, it aligns the text within that column in the center, and then it puts in the text and the counter. So So let's just start from the beginning. Let's just delete all this nonsense over here. Alright, we still want the center because we want our app to be like generally in the center of our thing. I think that's a good strategy. So let's look at our Photoshop. What do we want to do? So we first have a container, and then within that container we have a column. Okay, so we do child container, and then within that container we have another child, and that's a column. And then within that column we have children. So we'll have children, and then the first child will be a what? And then for doing children in Flutter, you basically make a widget array. So basically you put a list of widgets. So the way you do that is you do an open bracket, and then you list your things. So we want a row first. So our first thing is going to be a row. And then within that row, we'll just put placeholder text for now because we'll worry about the actual score and profile later. And then within that row, we're just going to put a text thing, right? So children is a text. Okay, cool. So now we have our top row. But we also want to have our next row, which we said we're going to put an expand around. So we're going to do expanded. And then you do that. And then we put a column in it. And then we want to put our text at the top for a question, and then our buttons. So to do text, we just do children, and then our list, and then we do text. And let's make it a cool question like, which organelle is the powerhouse of the cell? Dude, cliche biology questions are the best type of biology question. So legit. Dude, this is like middle school science school at its finest. So that's the first child, and then now you want to produce buttons. So literally, to learn how to do buttons, there's like a ton of different buttons you could do. You literally just search up on Google, buttons in Flutter. And then you go to material component widgets, you go to buttons, and then wham, you got this stuff. Oh wait, there's a button bar? Oh wait, this button bar might be useful for a bottom thing. Instead of just doing a row, we can use a button bar. We'll look at that later. But first thing first, let's see what we want. So we gotta have a button bar, a drop down button, no that's not useful. We got a flat button, a floating action button, an icon button, a pop-up menu button, or a raise button. Okay, honestly I think the raise button is the most useful here. Or a flat button. Okay, no, I think raise button is the best. Let's do that. And then we do raise button. And then how do raise buttons work? All we gotta do to figure that out is click here. And they have like examples, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so they have this here. So basically, let's see the raise button. So they have a raise button, they have an on press thing that's empty because it doesn't do anything. And then they have a child in which they put the text of the button. Alright. So we're gonna put our on what? On press. On press. And then we have an empty function using lambda notation. I'm not sure the exact terminology, but it's basically two parentheses and then this. So that basically makes an empty function that doesn't do anything. If you wanted to do something, you just put stuff in that function. And then we want our child is to be the text, child text. And then our text is gonna be what? And then our text could just be what are some organelles. We could do a nucleus, mitochondria, chloroplast, and dude, I'm just so bad. Jesus. Endoplasmic reticulum, does that count? Let's just do lysosome. Lysosome. Easy. Okay, no, let's just look at this. How does this wait. Okay, so let's just look at this. How does this look? So right now, our top bar is at the very top. You can barely even see it. It's like hidden behind that. And then this is all at the top, but it's not what we want. We want this to be in the center of the page. So we basically go to this column, and we do something like this. We do main axis alignment, and then we do main axis alignment dot center. And basically what this does is because the column is oriented on the like top to bottom of the page, right? So basically it's saying we look at the top to bottom and we put everything in that column in the center of that column. See, it puts our question in the center. Perfect. But now that top bar is being annoying. So what we could do is we could just add padding to it, which is why we put our container on the outside so we could add padding. And it's really easy to do. All you have to do is do padding, and then we do something called edge inset dot all, and then you put in how much you want to inset it by. I think 40.0 should be a fine value. Let's test that. Hot reload. Cool. So now we have padding all around it. We have our question, and then we have one button. Let us copy and paste that button multiple times and add our options. Copy and paste never hurt anybody. So then we go chloroplast, mitochondria, mitochondrion if you want to be super specific. Actually, I don't even know. Mitochondriana. Okay, wait. Mitochondrion. And then lysosome. Okay, technically that's all we want, but that's not very appealing. Huh. Okay, so I do not want our buttons to look like trolls, where it's like a little like bulge in the middle, so we're gonna make them all the same width. And what we could do, something cool that you could do something called cross-axis alignment. And that basically says how the things are aligned on the opposite of the column axis. So a column is like this, right? But then it goes and looks at the cross-axis, which is like this, and it basically tells it how to align with those two things. And if you do something called cross-alignment.stretch, it basically stretches everything within it to the sides. So we'll do cross-axis alignment.stretch. Hot reload. Epic! Okay, the text is now to the left, but we could just change that over here and make it aligned here. Main axis alignment set. Oh, whoop. We could just do it to the text over here. Wait up. Let's search up this. Text align flood. Okay, how do I center align text vertically and horizontal? Oh, so that's within your text thing. You just do text align and then text align up center. So within here we do comma text align dot center, and perfecto. We are good. And now what we want to do is we want to put our bottom row. So after our expanded over here, where is it? See, it even gives you comments. Android Studio OP. And then we go over here, we do a comma, and then we do a row at the bottom. Oh, wait, let's check out how the button row works. I kind of want to use that. It looks kind of epic. Back over here, and then go to button row, button bar. Wait, why is this like any different than a row? Oh, so it just basically makes it fill everything up. Let's try this. Okay, so where's an example? Do they not have an example? Dude, I need an example. Come on. So we make a button bar, and then within that button bar, we do the children are a bunch of buttons. So our first button is going to be the submit question button. Wait, we can use, I'm going to try the floating button, the floating action button. Alright, so here's an example. So you do floating action button dot extended if you want this cool extended look. So the first one's going to be floating action button. And then within this, our label is going to be, okay, let's try an icon. What icon do we got for a submit question? Let's see, Flutter icon. Quick. Where do we see all of them? Oh, constant. Wait, what? Oh, here. Okay, let's just look for something that's like submitting. That kind of looks like submitting. Honestly, that's fine. Let's try this. Okay, so we go here. We do icon. Wait, what is it? Wait, on press first. On press. Oh, wait. This is kind of weird. No, wait. Oh, so it goes on the scaffold and you only put one. Oh, this is kind of different. Okay, let's just do raise buttons. Okay, so raise button. Dude, I was getting on a roll. Okay, raise button. Cool. And then we just do our normal stuff. So icon dot, what was it? Add to queue. Very legit. And then we make another one. Let's try this. Oh wait. I have to first I have to actually activate them, and the way you do that is by adding the on press thing, the empty thing. Let's just copy paste that in. And now all our buttons are working. Let's test this. Oh yeah. Very nice. And then let's finish our top bar. We have to have a score on the left, and then on the right we gotta have our profile button. Well, we don't know how to make it a button yet. We could just have a placeholder text for now. So I think we'll just put two containers within it. So we'll make a container for the left side of the bar and then a container for the right side of the bar. So container 1, we'll have child, and then the text will be score. And then the other container will have a child with text saying profile. And then we can take this and let's try this. Oh, so basically now it's basically left aligning everything. So we want to right align the text over here. Text align dot left dot right, I think. Oh, okay, so the container is not taking up. So if you want the container to take up the rest of the space, you just put an expanded around it, like that. And then make sure you keep your indents good, because if you don't have good indents, it's really hard to use. So let's just do that and then make this a child. Epic! Perfecto! Very cool! Finish the layout for the front of our page. We can work on making it nicer next time, but right now we have all the basic elements down. And that's all I got for today's video. Hope you guys learned something new about Flutter layouts and how to work them through. I tried to do this by myself originally and it was super hard. I tried to do it directly without thinking about it beforehand, and it got really messy. The indentation was nasty. So ultimately, I recommend just doing it first on Photoshop or just write it down on a paper exactly what widgets you're gonna use, and then it's so much easier just to run through it and put it on Android Studio. Hopefully this video showed you how my thought process works, and hopefully it showed you how to figure stuff out on your own. Flutter has a lot of good documentation if you need that. So yeah, Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe for more. If there's anything specific you want to Flutter, just let me know down in the comments and I will be sure to do it. Thank you guys again for watching, and see you guys next time.